touch something, this is the touching rock. Okay. This is actually part of the initial entrance. All right. It's been blown up multiple times over here.
This is the center. Oh, the balcony right here. Oh. Black chain. Cavern. Going back. Mua bịch cát. Yeah. Okay, we go. Cavern. Eat cavern, they don't get any.
Dumbo's face. We also see that green on this big stalactite. And then we also see that green through here. This is cave bacon. Now it's considered a draper. The yellow is pure manganese, but we see that green yet again. That is not moss or algae. Right? There is no moss or algae in this cavern with the exception of surrounding our artificial light fixtures and the initial entrance that you guys came in through. This is actually a trace element, part of your everyday diet, known as chromium. I have no idea what it does for you. That's what you
Now, I have been told if you guys have a really good imagination or you're just really hungry coming down here, these guys do kind of start to look like giant churros to some people. So if you weren't hungry before, I do apologize. However, you can see somebody on the last tour did get a little bit hungry. They took a bite out of it right there. Next guy we're going to look at. If you didn't break them off right up here, though, we have the entire back wall behind you guys. They broke quite a bit off of this area, yeah. And then this is all over that room over there as well. But these guys are known as halictites. And these are actually a very rare formation. So these guys are only found in about 5% of caves worldwide. And we are one of 3 caves within the United States that actually have these guys. So there's a cave in Texas, and there's a cave in Utah that have these guys as well. We're actually going to talk about them a little bit more and how they form in the very last room today. However, I do like to point them out up. so this here is our colossal chamber. You guys notice this room is a little bit bigger than that last one that we stopped in. This room here actually starts the rock you guys just went underneath. It goes all the way down, where some of you can see our lake lit up down below. It grows all the way across, and this room actually ends at the top of the staircase across the room over there. If you can't see the lake from where you're standing, the best views for it are either going to be right here at the bottom of this staircase or right at the bottom of that staircase. There is another really cool view of it as well. You get more of a straight down shot over there. But for anyone that has heard the word lake a couple times, there is a lake down there. For anyone that can see it or decides to check it out today, it is. So this here is our colossal chamber. You guys notice this room is a little bit bigger than that last one that we stopped in. This room here actually starts the rock you guys just went underneath. It goes all the way down, where some of you can see our lake lit up down below. It grows all the way across, and this room actually ends at the top of the staircase across the room over there. If you can't see the lake from where you're standing, the best views for it are either going to be right here at the bottom of this staircase or right at the bottom of that staircase. There is another really cool view of it as well. You get more of a straight down shot over there. But for anyone that has heard the word lake a couple times, there is a lake down there. For anyone that can see it or decides to check it out today, it is in Silver Lake. They just see the sign, they're like, ooh, what's that? And they turn off on the side, so, especially on weekends.
California line, well, we got stopped at Kennedy line. We were headed to California, but stopped at Kennedy line, spent what, 2 hours there? And we did lunch, and I was like, California can't close at 4 and it's 40 minutes away, or like Chasm. I was concerned about the stairs. It was neat. You know,
Yeah, no, that's usually when it hits, you know, you're doing it, you're like, oh, this isn't that bad, and you wake up, you're like, oh, hey, never mind. Landmark chamber. This room here is the biggest reason of why we have what is known as a national natural landmark status. That status, however, does not make us any sort of national or state park because we're actually privately owned by a family, but it does keep us federally protected like a state park, which we are very, very grateful for. And the main reason that we have that status at all is because of those stalactites that we looked at up top. So all of those crazy random ones. If we didn't have those guys, we would not have that status down here. But threw me off. I did my speech backwards. Normally I do all the formations and stuff in this room, but I was like, okay. But, alright. Yeah, so this here though at the end, this is actually one of our most famous formations. This guy,
Pretty actually.
yeah, this guy right here. So we like to call this, it's our Butterscotch Falls. It's named after its really pretty yellowish color it's got going on throughout it. We also like to call it Kodak though, like the camera brand, because it is very photogenic.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where a lot of people like to take their group and or family photos at the end, which if that is something anybody wants in a minute when I'm done here, don't hesitate to ask. We're always happy to do that for you. But this is a formation known as flowstone. So the way that it works is there's actually a giant crack or tunnel that sits up, back, and behind, and it allows for water to flow a lot more freely, more like a waterfall, and it flows over solid rocks, other formations, things like that, and it's leaving behind just a very thin layer of minerals across the entire surface that it's covering, which is what gives you guys this kind of soft, almost waxy look to it on the top there. And then down here at the very bottom, these guys are getting really, really close to touching right there. There's about 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches worth of growth left. However, there is still about...
Yeah, there's not big piles of debris kicking around.
Yeah.
Little boosts.
Exactly. So, this room has seen a little bit more damage or any sort of like movement type stuff than other rooms. But that is because the giant stalagmite that's actually sitting in the middle of the floor used to be leveled with the shelf that's sticking out of the wall right there.
Oh yeah.
But because that the stalagmite was being built on top of a shelf that had no support underneath it, it eventually became too heavy, cracked, and dropped down. That did cause obviously a little bit of movement down here, so it caused a couple things to fall, drop, stuff like that. Yeah. So otherwise, nothing down here has ever really moved. I don't know if there's another tour after. So I could go up early if everyone's done. Not that if the other tour is not ready. I'm sure you can put a little water.
Yeah, you kind of have your choice spots for
The picture here.
Yeah, we have pretty much half the process in that second room. It's the only place where it's like so, and then today where it's busy and we're running 20 minutes, tours every 20 minutes, there's just half to be on time. It throws everything off.
get the schedule moving.
Yeah, we can.
See if there's any crew coming down.
ไม่ต้องมาจับท้องไว้อย่าไปจับท้องไว้
For you, that is.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, makes getting out of here a little bit easier.
Right.
So,
That's cool.
actually, maybe a little biased, a little okay. You guys have any other questions? Everybody good with pictures, all that fun stuff?
All right, we can go back.
So you guys start was another group, so they're really awesome.
Bye-bye.
something like a better thing.
Because I have a 3D phone.
Không vậy không mà nó mệt. Nhưng mà tụi cái thở kỳ chứ sao.
Coral parties.
Yep.
Again.
Nó cho tiền nha.
Oh.
Oh, you're back? No, but